Welcome, everybody, to this week's The Top 10 Show. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, John Roca, joined by the amazing, talented, and very funny Matt Nost.
Hello, how are we? It's nice to see everybody out there. It's nice to see you.
You too, yes.
We're going to soldier through this. John is not feeling well, so he's going to kick ass nonetheless.
I am a little under the weather. Thank you for saying that. But I'm very happy that I got my MacBook Pro back from the shop. It's the third time it's gone into the shop for recall. And I'm getting a little annoyed. Yeah. So if anyone from works out there from Apple, send me a new one. I'd really love it. It's a 2011. Send me a 2016. I'm just asking for the fans, just in case.
Just throwing that out. I like that. That's just like, hey, if anybody's got the time, as opposed to the money and wanting the time to send it to me and everything else. You just want to go ahead and send me a 2016 MacBook. I mean, they're doing a redesign. You might as well wait for the 2017. It's the first redesign in a couple of years.
I can suffer through that. I don't have $3,000 lying around.
Good for you. This is a good man. He's willing to suffer for you out there.
Anyway, today we are counting down the top 10 B-action movies in honor of the release of The Mechanic Resurrection, which is the sequel to the remake of The Mechanic, starring Jason Statham and I think Jessica Alba this time around. Matt, what's your opinion? Did you see the first one?
I saw the first one,
okay,
but I don't remember it.
Yeah,
at all. Like, I think I fell asleep the first time halfway through or something.
Wow.
Well, it was late at night, so I popped it in. I was going to succumb no matter what. I think at that point it didn't really have anything to do with that. So I picked it up and watched the second half. But it's like I vaguely, because it was so disjointed, I don't really remember it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Ben Foster's always good to have in a movie.
Yeah.
He's a great foil for when he plays a villain. But this one doesn't. This one looks like they're going into the Jack Reacher, Jason Bourne type territory. It doesn't feel as small as the first one did.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, at this point, his movies, unless he's part of an ensemble, I'm not really on board with, because I haven't seen a good one in a while. Like, I like the first Crank.
Oh, yeah, Crank was great.
Yeah, I like that one. The second one, I was like,
yeah.
Just kind of a wasted, a very fun premise to me.
Yeah.
But I hope it's good. Who knows?
Yeah.
I doubt that I'll see it otherwise, though.
Well, we're not gonna waste your time here today. We are gonna count down these top 10 B-action films. When Matt proposed this topic, I was super excited because this is something that doesn't come up with us a lot.
No.
So this is gonna be so much fun to see what our tastes are for B-action films. So this is a new thing that we're discovering with each other. So I'm looking forward to it. Matt, you want to tell them how the show works?
Yeah. Once we set a topic, John and I go our separate ways, and we create personal top 10 lists. We show back up here. I do my bottom three. He does his bottom three. I do my next two. He does his next two. Then we trade one apiece. Once we're done with our personal top 10s, we create the shows between the two of us. Second point to bring up with you is punting.
Okay, seriously, every week?
Punting. I think we could just continue for the foreseeable future. Why not?
Just move to America.
There's at least one person a week on Twitter, YouTube is like, I'm still lost on the punting.
Really?
Yeah, at least one.
Move to America. All right,
move to America.
I'm
it's
sorry.
just that simple. Send him a MacBook and then move to America, and the world will be right.
That's right.
That's all we got to do. Punting is just this. It's a term. We're just kicking the discussion further down. So it's like clearing a ball, kind of, in soccer. You're moving the action. It's going to resume this way because basically all the action is already over here. You're just trying to get it out. So we're saving the discussion for a later date, whoever has that higher on their list, so they can express the love more there.
Dude, you nailed it. I love it.
Perfect.
I love it. Let's kick it off.
You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Great list.
I love that you're already complimenting your own list.
I'm saying from both of us.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
There's so many guilty. This is a guilty pleasure movie.
Absolutely.
Because B-action movies as a whole are pretty terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like there's going to be some battles. So let's make it happen.
It's just your taste in terrible.
That's
you know
true.
what? I
That's
love
true.
I love his this. And it's just like a his. It's definitely a his a lot.
I wonder if there'll be any puns.
Yeah. There's going to probably. Number 10.
Yeah.
And trust me, this was hard. Was Double Impact.
Oh, the Van Damme twin one.
The double Van Damme?
Dude.
Listen.
I respect that being on your list.
I love 90s Van Damme.
Absolutely.
Now we're doubling down on Van Damme. It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But if you like Jean-Claude Van Damme, because I love hearing him talk about it now, just like it was very difficult to play these two different parts.
It was. Of course it was.
And, I wanted to show people that I had range
that he
of
could
this
act.
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, sure. No problem. But I still love it. I love every second of it. It only makes it this low because I could have gone like 7 Jean-Claude Van Dammes. He's my favorite of the B-actions.
I went to see every single Jean-Claude Van Damme film in the theater up until The Quest was the last one that I went to. And I was like, okay, that's it. That's it. Roger Moore and JCVD. Yeah, I hung on for as long as I could.
Good for you.
And then I was like, nope. Because then after that was like that Dennis Rodman one, which was terrible.
Yeah.
And Double Team, whatever it was called. But this was actually really fun. And they used, I think they were in Hong Kong, right? And they were all
shot
over
in
the place.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And they're just running around. Their parents got killed by, I think it's like the Yakuza or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're
raised separately.
They're taken, and one is taken by somebody who's like the dad's best friend or that.
Yeah.
Something like a
business
consigliere, a
associate or
lieutenant
something.
almost. And he took care of one, and then the other one went off to like a life of crime. He went to orphanages, I think, and
Yeah.
they meet back up to go back and avenge their. It's so stupid. It's fantastic.
I love how one's an alcoholic and like keeps having visions of the other one having sex with his girlfriend, and he's oh man, it's just brilliant stuff.
I love that Jean-Claude fought to have leotards for the one character on his introduction. He fought for that. There's no way he didn't. I want to show off this body.
right.
You know what I mean?
I would have cut that this.
And he does the split. And it's just like, what? Why? Okay. I love it.
What's your number 9?
My number 9 is it's a terrible movie,
Okay.
which is Prayer of the Roller Boys.
I don't even know. You, my friend, go ahead. I've never even
seen
heard
it?
of this movie.
Corey Haim, right there.
What?
It's at the height of 90s rollerblading.
No idea.
So the villains are like this
There's
menacing
action in this?
rollerblading menace.
No.
Oh, it's so great.
No, stop
There's
it.
tons of action. They get guns. They're drug dealers.
This can't be real.
There's shootouts with cops. There's action in it. It's just so bad. It's great.
So what do I do? I have to dream a little dream. Prayer of the Roller Boys. Nailed it.
It's it's so weird.
Wow.
I think it's Patricia Arquette is in this. It's one of the
Wow.
Arquettes.
Okay.
But I believe it's
One of the
Patricia.
Arquettes.
And she's great in it.
Okay.
There's a guy that plays like the second in charge on the evil guys.
Yeah.
He ends up having a long career. He's been in a million things,
Oh,
like
wow.
100
Okay.
films.
Okay.
He's great in it. I can't remember his name. I have to look it up. He's one of that guys.
Yeah.
But it's it's after this big economic crash, and LA is just in
Sure.
it's a hellhole now.
Of course it is.
And they're this white supremacist group that's giving drugs that's neutering, in essence, male population, like the whole population. He's trying to hook
brilliant.
minorities. Oh, it's great.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. All right.
Please tune in if you
wanna
haven't
say
seen
any
it.
more? I mean,
Please tune in.
I'm good to move on to the next one. If you want to say more, feel free. Okay.
It doesn't pique your interest?
No, each interest, no. But I think it's brilliant. It's a great choice. Well, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is another excellent choice,
All right.
which is 1984's Runaway.
Oh, yeah, the Tom Selleck one. Cynthia Rhodes, right? And Gene Simmons is the bad guy.
Gene Simmons, and he's great. He plays
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's set in the future of 1997.
Yeah.
And Tom Selleck is basically a robot specialist on the police force.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing that we had,
Yeah,
in
it was.
97. From 1984, we're going to have robots, and then these robots start killing people, and
Yeah.
it's these little walking bugs. And the first time I ever saw it, I was so mesmerized.
Oh, yeah. And it's terrifying. Like, I think isn't that moment where it goes under the door and it kills?
It's like a spider,
Yeah.
and it's crawling around, and it's
Yeah.
slowly, they have to figure out who's doing it. They have these like little like drone ones too, I
Yeah.
think at one point. But it's one of those I like Tom Selleck in these types of movies, like Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Baseball.
Oh, listen, Tom Selleck. Yeah, I'm that way with An Innocent Man.
Okay.
I love that Tom Selleck film, and Quickly Down Under.
Quickly
I'm a
Down
mad
Under.
fan
I
of
know.
Quickly
Yeah, I
Down
forgot
Under.
about that one.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those. I can see why Tom Selleck was supposed to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see like in these terrible movies,
Yeah.
he's still so engaging and such, so transfixing. I guess for me, just like to watch. Like I like this guy.
Yeah.
He seems like fun. And so I think the first time I saw it was on Showtime or Cinemax in the middle of the afternoon when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It just happened to be on, and I've watched it like every couple of years. It'll be on again. I'll manage to see it, or I'll actually search it out. For some reason
It's a cool little film. I remember watching it too because I was old enough. Like when it came out on VHS, I remember getting a VHS, watching with people, and you're like, "What? This is interesting."
And now looking back on it, that makes it even more fun because
Yeah.
it's just like this is the menacing technology that's going to take us down. These slow, lumbering little robots. Oh, look out.
All right, my number 10 is 1990 Steven Seagal masterpiece, Marked for Death.
No,
Okay,
not on.
Not on.
It's
I kept waiting for the puns.
it was not. Go ahead, please.
This is my favorite. I think this is the only Steven Seagal. This is my favorite Steven Seagal movie. Period. Like I know Under Siege is good. I know these, but there's something about this film. I saw this right after I got out of basic training in the military, and I was down at AIT in Fort Gordon, and I went with some because you could go on the weekends. You could go to the mall or whatever because I had a car. So we went, and there was just something about that film that got the Jamaican guys are so fucking crazy, and you get all the stuff he's dealing with that Steven Seagal's doing. Like they attack his family, and the guy goes, "Are you ready to die?" They have the weird voodoo stuff. So to me, it just was so out there for a film from that kind of genre. Because he'd done Above the Law and he'd done Hard to Kill, and out of nowhere comes this whole thing with Jamaican drug dealers. Man.
I know it was obscene. Look, it was tough for me. I had to basically choose. Okay, what Seagal do I want?
Yeah, of course.
And that was tough. That was a tough omission because of the Jamaican.
Yeah, the Jamaicans make it.
They
man.
make it. They make it because it's just like, why was this a choice? It's excellent. It's
Yeah.
they're really terrifying presence on screen, but it's
Yeah.
so weird.
It is. It's a very weird film, and it's actually a really dark film. Like it's a harder film than he usually does.
Yeah.
Like there's more violence in this film because there's like machetes and people getting shot and family members getting killed. His family members getting killed or assaulted, and it's a real emotional dark film. So I just love it. It's always stayed with me.
Sure.
All right, my number 9 is 1979's The Warriors. I think that's a B movie, so I
okay.
included it on my list.
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Never seen it.
Wow.
I've heard so many people talking about it. I feel like I know that,
Yeah.
like I've seen it. So I've never. Anytime I go to watch a movie, I never seek it out.
Okay, fair
It
enough.
just never comes up.
Yeah, directed by Walter Hill. Like you, I came to it much later. You haven't seen it, but like I saw it maybe 3 or 4 years ago for the first time.
Oh, really?
And I
Okay.
thought this was fun.
Maybe when I get to that age, I'll go, hey, let's watch Warriors.
No, but it's a fun little film, and it's a real great slice of life of New York in the 70s, and you see these different gangs, and even the cheesy parts that they're dressed as baseball players or dressed, like all that kind of stuff. You kind of buy into it because there's a seriousness that underlies the film that like stays with you. And in fact, they just had like a 30-year anniversary or 40-year anniversary,
Oh, yeah.
whatever, recently, their 35-year anniversary, and they brought some of the cast members back and rode on the subway train that they rode to try to get out of the bad areas that they were in. And James Remar is in this, who was in like 48 Hours and a bunch of other films.
Sure.
He was Dexter's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great actor. So to me, it's a fun film. And Deborah Van Valkenburg is in it, who was in Too Close for Comfort. She was one of the daughters in Too Close for Comfort, the Ted Knight sitcom. So to me, it's just a fun, awesome film, and you can get lost in it. And it is a B movie because there's a lot of cheese in it, but it's the right kind of cheese. It's a good cheese.
That's what didn't pull me in all these years was seeing like the clips, and I've heard of this is the name of this and this and this, and it's just like it sounds too cartoonish for me.
Right,
Like I'm past the age where it grabs you and holds on.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the rest of this list does basically. Just
right.
like, listen, I can't defend this film because it is terrible, but
Yeah.
for some reason it's always spoke to me because I saw it whenever and it
Yeah.
just resonated.
Yeah. Plus, always you have that come out and play. All right. So my number 8 is a Van Damme film from 1990, directed by Sheldon Lettich, who wrote Bloodsport, wrote Double Impact, and wrote Rambo 3. This guy basically created Jean-Claude Van Damme. Lionheart. This is I absolutely
Another
love.
tough omission.
Yeah. So it isn't on your list.
No, it is not on my
Oh,
list.
man.
It's another tough omission.
I love this film for
There's a
so
lot of
many
Van Damme,
reasons.
brother.
So many reasons. I saw Bloodsport the other night, and the reason Bloodsport didn't get on my list is because I saw it the other night, and it's kind of bad.
We'll
And-
save that.
Yeah,
We will
even
save
though
that.
it's fun.
Just letting you know now.
Okay.
We will save that.
That's right. But Lionheart has always stayed with me because of the weird plot where he's like an underground fighter, and the fight scenes are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the flashbacks to being trained. He has his black army friend that he met on the streets who's like managing him, and he's always yelling Lionheart, that kind of jazz. And you have the like evil blonde rich girl who's setting up the underground fights, and so there's all this kind of cheese that's like I said, it's the right amount of like smoked Gouda. It's just good cheese, and you see him in there but it's some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen Van Damme do in any film before or any film after. So I
Okay.
just enjoy it for that reason.
I mean, yeah, it is I would say he's
Yeah.
been doing it for so long. Yeah, when he goes, well, that's Van Damme.
Yeah.
That's 100% Van Damme.
that's true.
Yeah, just the slow-mo. Let's draw the frame rate out.
I love his scream slow motions.
You know, it's just
Those are the best.
the eyes are like just
Yeah,
he's about to rupture like so many blood vessels, just flexing as hard as he can.
All right, what's your number 7?
My number 7, you want to talk about a bad movie that is awesome.
All right.
It is pure awesome, which is the early 90s classic Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth.
Oh my lord! Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Saddle
god!
up.
Wow!
Because on a steel horse, this steed rides.
Wow!
This movie, it's so awful.
It really
I loved
is.
it. My brother wrote to me when I was a kid, and he's like, dude, it's the boss. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. let's do it. And he takes out, it's like William Forsythe is in it.
Oh, of course.
And,
Of course he is.
Lance Henriksen.
Of course he is too.
But they're both excellent.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I wish, especially like Forsythe, man, that guy is so good.
He really is.
He's so good. I love him in everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
And I wish it just doesn't seem to get above a certain, every once and again.
No, but he consistently works. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing.
he consistently
Forsythe is
works.
always
I'm just saying,
yeah.
I wish I saw him in more prestige films.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because he could play a lot of like different villains.
Yeah. I remember him playing in Blood In, Blood Out. He's playing a Latino gang member. I was like, Forsythe.
But you buy it.
And I totally bought it.
You buy it.
He's a good actor.
Yeah. So in this, and because they're so good, it covers up the fact that, Boswell's all right. For never having acted. You got to give him a little bit of credit. This guy's literally been getting concussed his whole life.
Well, that's what it looked
like. The fact
like
that he can
on
remember
screen.
some lines, that's pretty impressive. You got to cut him a little bit of slack. And after he got trucked by Bo Jackson, he was out of the league, so his self-esteem is just fine. We all found that out.
That's true.
He hadn't been ruined on his ego. And yeah, so he works for the government. He infiltrates this biker gang.
Yeah.
I think they sell drugs. But they definitely sell drugs, and he's going in to like bring down this ring.
Yeah.
And
That's only the boss can.
it's any of these, like Prayer of the Roller Boys does it too, but at least in that one, the lead antagonist and protagonist grew up next to each other, so they know each other, so it's easy infiltration.
That's
he
fair.
just kind of shows up.
Right.
And slowly weasels his way in pretty quickly.
Right.
And you're like, wow, that was impressive. Good for you, boss. But it's so awful. Like in B action movies, there's just a ton of schlock.
Yeah.
It's a lot of schlock. There's a reason it's B.
Right.
So this one just always is spoken.
That's fair, man. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is the Chuck Norris classic.
Ooh.
Missing in Action 2, The Beginning.
Wow. You went to a war film. All right.
Not for you?
Not for me, because I put those in the war film category. So if we ever do a B action war films, so that's
okay.
but I don't fault you for putting it in there. It's a good choice.
It's still an
There's
action
still action
film.
going on. Yeah, absolutely. It's my desire doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be on the list. So go ahead, man. Good film.
I love that you. Okay, all right. I love the
film.
build up to. No. Good though. Good.
You do you. You do you.
Yeah. No. That was terrible, but it's fine for you.
Oh, this is the one where he
It's
comes
fine
out of
for
the
you.
water, is it? Oh, yeah.
It's pure Norris. When
It's
I was a
slow
kid
motion.
and seeing this, it's him breaking out of the internment, or not internment camp,
Yeah.
but the POW camp that he's in what is it, Vietnam.
Yeah.
And he's breaking out. So it's that story. It's like they did the first one. I thought the first one was okay. And then they go back and do this one. And I think it's much better than the first one.
I get this one confused a lot with First Blood Part 2. Like which is the one where the guy he's having flashbacks to being in the internment camp? Is that the first one or the second one?
Oh, now yeah. See, I've seen this one more often than
Okay.
I've seen the first one. So if
Okay.
they do that in the first, because the first one was basically the B movie version of Rambo.
Yeah, it really was.
Which is saying something because Rambo wasn't done on a huge
No, it
budget.
really wasn't.
And they managed to come in under budget of that,
Right,
which
right.
is impressive in and of itself.
So this is called The Beginning?
The beginning. So
Okay,
this goes back to the previous story of where the last one picked up.
Oh, okay.
It goes, predates that, so you get the build up to him breaking out of the camp.
So it is when he's in the camp.
Yeah.
So this
you were saying the flashbacks and be like, oh, that might be in the first movie of the series.
No. You're right. This is when he's in the camp. That's right. Because
Yeah.
he has that thing with, like, he has to kill, or the general, the evil Vietnamese general is like killing his friend. Is wicked.
The
It's
script,
dark.
The script was just a bullseye with these type of movie cliches,
Yeah.
and they just threw darts at it and go, boom, there's our story. It's still good.
Put it together, yeah.
It's still good. I still enjoy it.
I agree with you, man.
Chuck Norris never grabbed me the way he did a bunch of other people.
Sure.
So this was my one Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, you know what? I did like a lot of his stuff. I will choose this one.
Yeah. All right. All right. So my number 7 is one of my absolute favorite films, 1985's Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Not a lot of people know this film. It is one of my all-time favorite films, directed by Guy Hamilton with Fred Ward, with Joel Grey playing an Asian master teaching Fred Ward how to be an assassin or a hitman for the president. He's a hitman for the president. So he is going to be like someone they train.
He would be an assassin then.
Well, no, because he's going to be hired depending on the situation. But what he does is he finds out that he never actually becomes an assassin because they end up finding out that he is like the whole thing is corrupt. And so then he becomes like a hitman to try and come back
Okay.
from that situation. And you have, who is it? Oh, Victor Wong is in this thing as well. I mean, Wilford Brimley, rather, is in this thing too. He's the corrupt guy, a la like Ned Beatty in The Shooter. He has that kind of corruption going on.
Okay.
And he tries to like turn Remo well. And this was supposed to be like a series, which is why they call it The Adventure Begins. And all the training stuff that they do with, and this is a guy you wouldn't normally think, Fred Ward, who had come out of The Right Stuff.
But he has the chiseled face.
He does, right?
So
The grizz.
you'll buy him as like a Charles Bronson type.
Yeah, yeah.
That it just
Oh,
this,
that's a good point.
Yeah, this shorter, but at the same time, like he's a powder keg.
Yeah.
And he could go off at any point because
Yeah.
the steely eyes sell it.
I just remember like all the motorcycle stuff and all the battles and the fights in these big fields.
Never seen it.
And Joel Grey doing his terrible Japanese or Chinese accent and just totally doing yellow
Back
face.
back when Hollywood was openly
But
racist.
We were okay with it, yeah. But it's not overtly bad, but it is there. But still, for me, it is one of my closet favorite B movie films, and I see it whenever it comes on screen. If I'm flipping channels, it's on. I'll go like, oh shit. So, all right. Then my number 6 is one directed by John Carpenter, 1986. Big Trouble in Little China.
I kept it off because I don't consider it a B movie.
I do.
It had a $25 million budget and Kurt Russell starring. How is that a B movie?
It's a B movie to me, man. Just the whole, because I don't think it's that good of a film, so I think it's a B movie in my opinion in terms of the way it was done.
Now you're attacked. I love the film. I love the film. I put, it's on my honorable mentions, and I was like, I can't because the budget was too big.
Yeah.
And it was Kurt Russell when he had already proved he could be an action star, kind of thing. Well, he'd already done, when this came out, Escape with Carpenter?
Put a pin in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying, I don't consider this a B movie because the budget was so high.
To me, Kurt Russell almost never achieved A status necessarily. He's always in these under kind of A minus, B plus films.
I see why you're a red shirt guy. You're a communist.
What?
After all these years, we finally figured it out.
What?
This is Stalinistic John over
Come
here.
on, what is that all about? No, but
Che Roca on my right.
that's right. Let me get the beanie on. So it's Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, James Hong, Victor Wong. Great, just a funny, stupid little film about. I mean, of all the you
I love
consider
it.
an A-list film with all the mysticism and
Look,
the fights and the lightning bolts and
The
crap
only,
like
the
that.
only thing that detracted
That's
from
cheese.
being a B, it is 100% cheese.
Okay, then.
But because the budget was so high, they didn't do it with more like the practical effects you would assume from a B movie. So that to me is where.
Okay.
It was what in my head I was like I can't because I know they got to invest in things that a normal
Right.
B movie wouldn't have the budget for.
Right. What's his name? Jack. What's his name?
Oh,
Adam. You don't remember? I'm sure Cody would know.
dang
He's in
it.
here. Jack.
This is that part like Colin when he checks in on the CB radio.
Jack something. Well, we'll have
This
to
is
come
your
back
old
to that.
friend.
We'll have to come back to it. Either way.
So we got producers on it looking it up because we look like idiots right now just doing hi.
But it's still a fun little film, and to me, it's still B movie because of its look. I think it's a B movie look, so that's why I put it in the B level.
100%.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
only
the
thing.
film.
Yeah,
Top
and
to
I don't
bottom.
fault you for loving
Top
it.
to bottom. If we were doing Kurt Russell films, that's my number one more than likely.
Wow.
I'd have to think about it.
Jack Burton.
There
That's
you go.
right, Jack
It's your
Burton.
old pal Jack Burton here. He's doing like a junior John Wayne.
Yeah.
It's like John Wayne on 3 or 4. So, hey, this is coming in just with that. That was his outfit. That's what they chose
the
for
whole
him.
time.
It's great.
It's a fun film. It's
an
a fun
Asian truck
film.
stop, tank top is what he's got. And they were like, that's what we're going with. There it is.
That's not appropriation of a culture. Shut up. All right. What's your number 5?
My number 5. So here's my Seagal choice.
Here we go.
Which is hard to kill.
Yeah.
Because
Kelly LeBrock.
the beard and everything when he comes out of the coma and he looks like Mr. Burns when they did the Howard Hughes storyline. That's what it always reminded me of. But then all the stuff that I've seen years later where people make fun of his fighting style.
God, yeah.
Where it's just like this rolling punch and he's always in that movie because he's so emaciated with the beard and he's coming back and he's got a cane. That's all it is. Just him waving his hands around a lot and I just love it. I absolutely love it. Because Seagal just kind of, you could see him, he was already phoning in a lot of the acting and then he was phoning in
What do
the
you mean
fighting on
phoning
top
it
of
in?
it.
Phoning it in would mean that he would actually have a good level of acting that he could achieve.
Yeah, Under Siege.
One film.
He can still achieve it.
I suppose so.
He can still achieve it. And this is just like, I don't know, if you got to choose from your, Steve Seagal schlock.
This is a good choice, though, man.
It's excellent.
Yeah, isn't Sharon Stone in this one?
Yes.
Yes, right?
It's like a simple revenge film. Like,
Yeah.
you took me down, I'm taking you down.
Yeah. That's what I loved about Above the Law when he has that line. You fellas think you're above the law. You ain't above mine. He's a soft-spoken warrior, man. He's a soft-spoken warrior.
Yeah.
And I think this is where they met, him and Kelly LeBrock, and got married afterwards, and were married for a while before they broke up. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool little film.
I think you could be the only person that would look normal without eyebrows. You know what I mean? If you took them off, you'd be the one person, just because his face is just so calm at all
Why are
times.
you staring at me? Why are you staring at me?
Yeah, just this is what I do.
All right, my number 5 is 1990's Tremors.
That is my number 4.
Wow, yes!
This is my exception because the budget was middle of the ground.
It was,
in
but-
the era. It was like 10 or 11 million,
Yeah.
and I think the average was 20.
Right, but the vibe is a B movie.
Oh, 100%.
Which is what's so great about
Killer
it.
worms.
Yeah, killer worms.
Killer worms.
In a town, and you have Kevin Bacon, you have Fred Ward again from Remo
Yeah.
Williams, Michael Gross from Family Ties, and Reba McEntire, who does a great job in the film.
They're both excellent as the rednecks who have an arsenal.
Yeah.
They have their own personal armory. And
So
thank God
funny.
they've got that elephant gun, because that thing, I think might have been the first time I saw an elephant gun. Or maybe some
Other than a
African
Bugs Bunny?
safari or something. But this thing, I mean, you're taking down anything with this.
Other than a Bugs Bunny cartoon?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
elephant gun. No, but I enjoy the film because it's so much fun, and it's got the right amount of horror, like a right amount of intense tension and horror and
Yeah.
whatever. And then you get those moments where some people actually do die, and then some people barely escape. And it's so believable. Like when they're coming through the basement or they're coming through that store, like there's all kinds of stuff that was really
And the
well done.
Grabbers that come
Yeah,
out
the grabbers,
and just
exactly.
latch on. I mean, basically, it's land jaws is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
You can't see the terror, but the terror is underneath you at all times.
Yeah.
Great premise.
Right.
And they pull off the worms.
Yeah.
Really well.
Well, this is why I didn't put Slither on my list, because I'm like, Tremors did it better. So Slither's not on my list because Tremors did it
Okay.
better.
I like Slithers, but yeah, I mean, after seeing Tremors,
Yeah.
Tremors still holds up to me. I haven't seen Slither since it came out.
Oh, really?
I don't think, maybe one other time.
I was on last night. I watched it for 45 minutes, and I was like, nope, Tremors is still much more fun.
Okay, yeah. Tremors to me is, if we're going to do worms,
Yeah.
that's my first worms.
That's the worms to go.
I mean, there's Beetlejuice, there's Dune, there's
Oh, yeah, Beetlejuice, right?
there's got to be something else. Sandworms are not a new thing, kind
No,
of.
I'm sure they're not.
The Sarlacc pit.
Sure.
I can't think of any others, although that one's kind of sedentary. You know what I mean?
It is.
That's the one that's got type 2 diabetes of the worm family. It just sits there and does nothing else.
Looking for sugar. What's your number 4?
In the desert. It's a terrible game plan. But that was my number 4. So
That
what's
was
your-
your number. Okay, so then my number 4 is 2007's Grindhouse.
Okay. It's not on my list.
Oh, really? Oh, Quentin Tarantino. I went to see this 3 times in the theaters, all 3 hours, Death Proof and Planet Terror. I enjoyed the living heck out of this movie. I guess it's 2.5 hours because they cut the
Yeah.
films down to about 1:10 each, and then they had all those trailers in the middle, which were brilliant trailers. But to me, I enjoyed the heck out of this experience and enjoyed. It is such a great homage to the B movies, done as a B movie. You know, you had the like kind of sounds like the record soundtrack going on underneath. You know, all that kind of jazz. And then you have Rose McGowan playing that great character with a bazooka for a leg. Freddie Rodriguez is in there. You have Bruce Willis. You have all these different characters. And then listen, Death Proof is one of Kurt Russell's best films ever. He is fantastic in that movie.
Like you just said, he never hits A status.
Well, it's a B movie.
Wow. Brings back the fight.
didn't
Brings the
say-
fight back around.
I never said he didn't achieve A status. I said that he didn't always consistently stay there. So to me, that's I'm splitting hairs there, but that's,
That's fine.
fine. Yeah.
That's
but,
fine.
But that's why people love him, because people love Kurt because Kurt isn't necessarily an A guy. He's a regular dude, and people love that.
I think it's just because he's been around the public consciousness for so long
Yeah.
that he feels like your buddy. Almost. Because
Absolutely.
With our parents' generation, well, I mean, they didn't live in this country, but he was the Disney guy.
Yeah.
So
Right.
for their
I remember
entire
that.
childhood growing up, and he makes a transition to adult star. So he's
Right.
always been around. So maybe that's what it is, the familiarity.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people treat TV stars different from movie stars. You hold them up on a higher pedestal
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, but this is. Did you see any of these films? Did you enjoy them? no?
This is no, I didn't see it because
Okay.
I heard mixed reviews from it, and my opinion of Tarantino is so high, I didn't want it to influence it.
Right. That's fair.
But I love the concept of like a grindhouse where it's something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Which just plays movies all day long.
Yeah.
There is no stopping. It just like keeps going. You can leave at any point.
Well, and I'm a little bit like some of the Grindhouse movies, or most of the Grindhouse movies, are not things I would go to see. This was a great version of them that
Sure.
was still palatable to a mainstream audience.
Sure.
And so that's what I enjoyed about it very much. All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is the early Van Damme classic.
Ooh, another Van
Kickboxer.
Damme. Kickboxer. All right.
Not on your list?
Not on my list.
See, there's a problem. I could have done so many Van Dammes.
Of course, the whole list could have been Van Damme.
Could have been. Like,
Someday we're going to do a top 10 Van Damme.
when I
We
think
need to.
when I think the ultimate B action star, it's Van Damme. He manages to turn just as bad projects that anybody else has into something entertaining that I will watch.
Yeah.
Which not everybody else can do. So he just managed to always capture my attention. And
Kickboxer is great.
It is. It's a gritty, like actual. They go and they fight. The dude on the left doesn't look like he's going to be this intimidating. Yeah, with the glass, and does it, and he's like Babe Ruth. He calls his shot.
Yeah,
I'm coming here, and I'm coming here, and you're going down. It just boom takes him down. It's just to see Van Damme actually have an equal, someone that they're setting up to that I believe could actually beat him. It's kind of rare. I can't believe. Well, I guess it was early enough in Van Damme's career.
Well, Bloodsport, Bolo Yeung is pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of, but he was not necessarily, he cheated through most of that fight, so you didn't feel like he was an equal. And here, this guy is terrifying.
Well, plus Bolo, we've seen him be the guy that gets beaten in other movies. So you're just kind of used to it. And this guy was new to the scene. I don't know if he did anything after this.
Right.
Or at least that I saw.
No, I don't remember him being anything.
He maybe stuck to the Southeast Asian cinema or something like that. And just does. There's got to be a network of people making films down there. There has to be. Why wouldn't you make for your own people?
Southeast Asian cinema coming up the Oscars for the Southeast Asian cinema.
I want to go to their film fest.
Not
we'll
me.
broadcast live from there.
You absolutely will.
We had to get tickets for Adam, but Cody is out because he doesn't even pay attention anymore on the show. You know, he's so checked out. It's
he's on Tinder. He's on Tinder.
So Adam gets a ticket. Adam, come with 5-star accommodations. We'll take care of you.
Thanks for going to the wide shot while I blew my nose. I appreciate that. All right, so what's great is that what's great about Bloodsport, I love the parody they did in Hot Shots Part 2 when he's dipping his hands in the caramel and the gummy bears and the M&Ms. Brilliant. But that tells you how much this film kind of got into people's... Yeah, impacted people.
Yeah, it had cultural staying power.
Absolutely.
It's just a simple fight movie. You know what I mean? A simple action fight movie where it's just two guys ultimately squaring off.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of cool fighting. The choreography is really good.
It is.
There's all kinds of brutal training.
Yes.
That I love in this, like the watermelons and all that crap. I believe it's got to be in this one. Just throwing it down. It's just, that's more the Van Damme. Like,
Isn't this the one where they put his legs in the ropes and try to stretch it like together, like the splits? Do the splits?
No, that's in Bloodsport. He's got to pull it in because he's got his sensei standing right below him.
All right. There we go.
I think this is the one with the watermelons. That's how
he
great.
Has so many training montages, you know.
And I'll watch him train again.
Absolutely.
I'll watch him badly dance on a dance floor, do splits for no reason.
Listen, he was great in Expendables 2. And if you haven't seen JCVD, you got to see JCVD.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
That's his best.
A damn good film.
That's his best. He's introspective.
Yes, he is. That monologue where he has about his family and his kids.
Where he lifts
when
up into the ceiling and then
God.
comes back down and rejoins the story.
Whatever jokes you want to make about him from the 90s as an actor, when you see that film, that guy can act. And he's learned how to act.
Yeah.
You know?
He's lived the life and you feel it.
Exactly. And people love The Rock, but hey, The Rock was a crap actor at the beginning. So let's get something very, very clear right now. You can learn how to be a better actor if you dedicate yourself to it. So it's possible.
Yeah, you hear that, Kurt Russell and Rock and everybody else?
Kurt Russell.
The outlaw's coming for you. You hear that? Outlaw's coming for you.
That was your number what? 3?
That was my 3.
Okay, my number 3 is another John Carpenter classic, 1981. Escape from New York. That is such a B movie.
Okay.
And I absolutely, not on your list.
No, for a very good reason. Go ahead.
I absolutely love this film. Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef, right at the tail end of when Lee Van Cleef stopped doing films. Adrienne Barbeau, who is a queen of B movies. Ernest Borgnine and Donald Pleasance. What an interesting cast. But it's all about, this Snake Plissken. Is it Pilsen? Yeah, Pilsen. Pilskin? Okay. He gets Plissken. That's it, Snake Plissken. He has to escort.
There we go. We got it.
Escort the president's daughter out of New York and all this kind of jazz. And he has to. So it's such a great film. And they have that boxing match in the ring. All this weird stuff that goes on in the film. Such great imagination from John Carpenter to create this movie. And what a great character that Kurt Russell created. But once again, it's a B movie. It's not an A movie necessarily, but people revere it and love it to pieces.
I think they've admitted to it stole from the idea from, is it Metal Gear, Solid Gear?
Did they?
The video game?
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
That makes sense.
But I don't know. Maybe it's the inverse. The other way was stolen. I have no idea.
All right. What do you think?
The reason this didn't make my
tell
list
me about it.
is because my number 2 is another John Carpenter classic. They Live. Is it on your list?
We got to punt.
That's my number 2.
That's your number 2. We can't punt. That's my number 1.
Wow.
It
only loses because of one we punted from earlier from yours.
Okay.
It's great. You want to talk about an awesome B movie?
Good. That film is so good.
It doesn't make any sense. It was made for $3 million.
It really was.
1987?
Yeah.
And he was like, let me get the 5th most known wrestler. You know what I mean? It's Hulk Hogan, and then now Princess Bride is out at this point.
Yeah.
So it's Andre the Giant.
Andre the
but
Giant.
Nobody else.
Randy Macho Man.
Yeah, but Macho Man's not getting acting.
No, he's not.
Nobody
doing
else is
acting.
getting acting.
He's doing Slim Jims.
And
Yep.
he plucks Rowdy, and
He was great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
A friend of the Schmoes, Roddy
Yeah.
Piper, who'd
met
been
him,
on a
talked to him, countless times. Couldn't a nicer, guy.
Yeah.
It sucks he's gone.
Yeah.
Passed away, not that long ago. Great
true.
guy. Just really, heartfelt and genuine. One time I was hobbling. I was walking back to my car at the county store, and he saw me from across the lot, and he's like, "Hey, Epsom salt when you get home, soak it. It'll take care of it in a couple hours." And I went home, and sure enough, it was painful.
Wow.
Walking around, he's like, "That's all you got to do. Don't worry about it." But it was out of nowhere, just one random story of a million.
Yeah.
But he shows up in this, and I always liked him.
He's so great.
And he's awesome in this.
Yeah, he really is. And Keith David is a great partner for him, too. Like, just as badass in a different way.
Yeah. The fight sequence is
Oh, my Lord.
it's the best fist fight in film.
Absolutely. Most graphic and believable.
Believable. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Because a lot of times it's like when you watch like The Raid.
Yeah.
It's these impossible fights that are amazing, but guys get tired.
You know they're choreographed.
Yeah. But it's still
Yeah.
amazing.
If you've ever seen a fight, guys get tired.
Yeah, you get tired pretty quick, even
Yeah.
if you're in good shape, because you're
Yeah.
putting all your adrenaline and everything into this fight. And you watch this, and they're tired,
Yeah.
but it looks believable. It
Yeah.
took like 3 weeks to choreograph.
Look, get Cody. I'll show you. People get tired punching people out. Cody, get over here.
That doesn't seem like a fair fight.
No.
You're like 2.5 Codys. What does he weigh? $110?
I'll still
What are
get
you?
tired beating him up. That's just what happens.
$120?
$120.
$120. Wow.
I'm gonna buy
So
you a
stiff
Big Mac.
breezes are your enemy, is what you're saying. $120.
But great. This is a great, and he has one of the best lines ever, right? I'm here to
Oh yeah,
kick
ass
ass.
and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
So great.
Which is a stupid line.
Yes, but it
Delivered
works.
by anybody else, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that is just terrible writing. And somehow Roddy Piper
Yeah.
pulls it off, and you're like, he's out of bubble gum. He is. It's just like you buy the character 100%.
Yeah.
And it's a great discussion about Reagan era capitalism and who really owns who in this society. And
Yeah.
it's aliens that have taken over, but it's just saying corporations are taking over.
Yeah.
And it's the discussion about capitalism in our current society.
Yeah, it's such a brilliant message.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing about John Carpenter. This is why I put him above George Romero in a lot of ways, because George Romero did great like B movies and Night of the Living Dead, all that kind of jazz. Started a bunch of careers, great. But John Carpenter, at his apex and at his beginning with his first few films, he had a way of walking the line between A and B. They were
Mm-hmm.
B-style films, but they appealed to A-list audiences. And that's what I liked about his work. It leaves a legacy. People still hear Halloween, it's great stuff.
I think just because it's very rare, at least, especially in this era, where he didn't have a solid idea coming in. He knew, okay, I don't know personally, but it seems like because he does the music and he writes it and he directs it and he's doing all the producing and everything else, he has a clear vision for it.
Absolutely.
So sometimes the movies are shorter than others. Sometimes they're longer, but it's just like, I have a point, I will tell this story, and then I will move on. But you can see the amount of attention to detail and care that he's put into the characters, the story, the sets, the effects, like how are we going to pull off what I need to see,
Absolutely.
kind of thing, and what I think the audience should see.
Yeah.
And he's excellent at it. It's the only reason.
Yeah.
It's just They Live is my choice. My number one
What's your
is
number
one we
one?
punted from earlier, which is Bloodsport.
Wow, really?
Bloodsport.
Oh.
So I don't know.
But we didn't punt from it. It wasn't on my list.
Oh, it wasn't on your list.
This is your number one, straight out.
Yeah, this is our number one. Charlie. He's fist pumping. It's almost in time. He's like just a half beat behind the crowd cheering every time.
yeah.
So it's always a slight delay. And
You
you're
mean
like,
Bolo Yung?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. He has like three words. He says
Every
three
scene
words.
he's in, he's a half beat behind everybody else and what they're doing. So it's a standard through the whole film. He's always just a half a step behind everyone else. You're just like, what? He just said something. Why are you reacting like a second later? It's interesting stuff. But yeah.
I love all the stupidity of like when the guy that was in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, Ogre.
Yeah, he knocks down Chung Lee.
Yeah.
And then just starts celebrating like, I won.
That
And
was
you're
so
like,
weird. You're like, what?
you're a professional fighter.
Yeah.
If you got invited to the Kumite, you know what I mean? This very secret, almost ninja-like society.
Which
that
is a
allows-
real thing, by the way. There is Kumite is an actual thing.
Yeah.
People do have this.
Frank,
fight.
this is supposed based on a true
Yeah, based
story
on
by
true-
Frank Dukes. There's a lot heavy quotations. I don't know how true that is. They got Jean-Claude Van Damme, so this wasn't maybe the most believable
Yeah.
stories when he was, hashing out in whatever bar the producer bought it in.
Right. I've read interviews with Frank where he says like, this is kind of true,
Yeah.
but not
It's an
really.
interpretation. It was on Earth. it typically happens in these months.
I did yell that much occasionally.
Yeah, I do that. I did face a guy that did that.
I did. I was obsessed with the bandana, taking it off his knee. I did all that.
Holding on to it, taunting Van Damme. Chung Lee.
That was great. And then that one Korean guy, or I guess it was Korean, wasn't he, who trained him? He was in the blue sweater that's always like cheering in the crowd with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, I'd assume
The
so.
one random dude.
With the knockoff members only jacket and the thick, maybe he does cocaine, maybe he doesn't, glasses and the pencil mustache.
And it's Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker
Is
as
in
one
it.
of the FBI
Yeah.
or government agents that comes in.
Yeah.
I've loved it since the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
I watched it
I can't
for
fault
this.
you, man.
I
Yeah.
watched it for this, and it was like, yeah. It doesn't. I can understand. Anybody wants to attack it.
Sure.
It's got plenty of. There are plenty of chinks in that armor. It's not difficult to do, but for me, it's just like I don't care.
It's still a
You
lot
can
of
say.
fun. It's
It
a
is.
mad amount of fun.
Tremendous amount of fun.
Yeah.
And,
And
just,
the fight sequences are great. Like the punches are great.
the punches are the choreography, but
Yeah.
in no way does anyone ever really look like they're getting hit.
No.
And I don't care. It just like it still holds my attention,
Yeah.
so I'm fine with it. But yeah, it doesn't look real.
All right, so we already said my number one.
Yes.
But my number two is 1987, directed by John McTiernan, FUJTE, Predator. That's my number two. I think I've always said from the beginning that's a B movie.
That is not a
and
B
I
movie.
will never hear a negative word about my opinion on this thing. That is a B movie. I don't care what anyone says. McTiernan directed it, but it has a B vibe to it. Some invisible alien landing on the planet. We have no idea how to kill it. He hides out in mud. This is how he does it. Mud.
How is it a B movie?
In so many ways. The dialogue,
You have a
the
huge
cheesy
budget.
action.
You have a big budget, and you have Schwarzenegger at once he's hit status.
But no. It's Schwarzenegger doing vehicles. Commando, Raw Deal. These are all his movies.
But he's also he's had Conan before this.
It isn't until he hits Twins that
Oh,
he. and
baloney! This
Kindergarten
was a
got-
hit for him.
Yeah, but it was a B movie type of hit, like Commando or Raw Deal. These were all the vehicles. It wasn't until he hit with Twins that he became a mainstream star.
This is not a B movie.
It's a B
This
movie.
is not. If you want to give me Schwarzenegger in like Hercules, that's a B movie.
Hercules in New York?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That's not even a good movie. This is a good movie. It's a top 10, which means good, B action movies. And this is a good B action movie.
I don't understand.
What are you talking?
Well, first off,
Carl Weathers, Jesse Ventura,
who became a governor?
the Indian
Who
dude.
became a governor?
That doesn't count. That doesn't
Just
count.
saying,
Well,
these
then
guys
Al
had
Franken has
trajectories.
been in A-list
Usually,
movies.
a B movie is like I know him and whoever in the hell all these other
Well,
dudes
that's
are.
what they were, all those guys.
You knew every one of those guys.
No, you didn't really know. Did you know the Indian dude?
Okay, now you're going to like fifth guy.
Wait, the fifth guy? He's a big. We ain't got time to bleed. Everybody knows this.
I still knew Schwarzenegger. I knew Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
I knew Carl Weathers.
Yeah, but why did you know them? Because you watch wrestling. Because you watch Rocky.
Doesn't matter. I still knew them. Still, I still knew
an
them.
A-list movie. Listen,
is-
I didn't argue putting missing in action. Don't argue me putting the Predator on.
Why
here.
is missing in action not?
I'm just saying. I don't argue these points. Your list is your list. My list is my list. All right, guys, that was our list. You just heard our lists. Let's look at them again just to refresh everybody's memory. Let's take a look at Matt's first.
There it is. Oh, yeah. That is beautiful.
That is awesome.
Is that you, Adam? No, that's Cody. Cody, that is. You know what? I take back every negative thing I said earlier. I apologize. At number 10, I have Double Impact, then Prayer of the Roller Boys, Runaway, Stone Cold, Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, Hard to Kill, Tremors, Kickboxer, They Live, and finally number 1, Bloodsport.
That's a great list. I'm not going to argue that. Let's take a look at my
It
list.
is. You can't argue with a single one being a
Oh, yes. Look at the guns on me, son. All right.
B movie. Yes, an A movie star looks amazing right now.
That is look, that's a B outfit he's wearing. All right, number 10, Mark for Death. Number 9, The Warriors. Number 8, Lionheart. Number 7, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Number 6, Big Trouble in Little China. Number 5, Tremors. Number 4, Grindhouse, the Quentin Tarantino film. Number 3, Escape from New York. Number 2, Predator. And number 1, They Live. All right, let's go to Cody now on the whiteboard. Yeah.
Hey.
Matt, anything you want to say to him?
That was so awkward. That was
I didn't
so
know what to do.
awkward.
I really had no idea.
It's like you've never been in front of camera before. Come on, we expect
know.
you to bring more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Hey.
All right.
Cody. All right, let's
I think our
let's
number
kinda-
one is easy.
Yeah, They Live.
They Live.
Yeah, absolutely. Number
So
one.
go ahead and mark it on the board. Let's see that, Cody. Great
Put it on the-
penmanship.
Put
Great
it on the
penmanship.
Cadillac board. I'm happy to give you number 2.
Exclamation
Bloodsport.
point, by the way.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
right. That's
my
right.
bad.
That's a good call, man.
Get it straight.
I'm happy to give you Bloodsport at 2.
What does that mean? Then you want your B movie,
Predator's going to be on. Predator's number 3.
your A movie on the list at number 3.
Well, I'm happy to put Predator at number 2 if you're okay with it.
Oh no, we both don't have that, and I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
You're not fighting me on Bloodsport.
No.
Okay, Bloodsport is at 2. Let's just
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead
fine
and do
with
that
me.
right now.
Predator's on the list. That's all I care about. Predator is on the list.
What?
So, JT, you can kiss my ass.
Why don't we go Tremors next?
No. No.
You have it at 5.
Nope.
I have it at 4.
I don't care.
Let's find some commonality because we have so much difference
Listen,
in common.
Predator. Put it at 3.
It's not a B movie.
I don't care.
It's not a B movie.
I have to give in. I gave in on Bloodsport.
It's on your list, though, so it's not much
on
of
my
a
list.
give.
It's not on my list.
Oh, it's not on your list.
Right.
I keep assuming it is because you should have more Van Damme on your list.
That's neither here nor there. Predator's number 3. Put it on there, Cody.
Fine, put it on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise,
That's
he's going
right.
to throw you.
Not
his,
happy about this.
That's
He's going
right.
to throw his MacBook at you.
I don't care.
That's fine because someone's sending you one,
Yeah,
so you'll
that's
have
right.
the new one in the mail. So
That's right.
chuck away.
All right. Number 4, Tremors.
Okay, Tremors.
I'm fine to put Tremors at 4.
Yeah,
What did you
please,
want to put?
Tremors at 4.
What did you want to put?
We only have a list of 9 movies. You know that, right?
What? 9?
We're going to have a list of 9 movies. I'm
That's not
saying in
true.
the end, there's only going to be 9 B movies on
Shut
that
your
list.
mouth. What's your all right, number 5? I have Escape from New York. Next.
I got Kickboxer.
We already have a Van Damme. Let me put Escape from New York at
Do
5.
we have any other commonality? No, we don't.
I don't think so, no.
No, we don't. Not a single one.
Tremors
I just
was the
gave
only
you
one.
a non-B movie.
No, you didn't. You didn't give it to me.
give me-
I accepted it being at 3 rather than 2 because I
Give me
have every right to put it
Kickboxer
at 2.
next. Give me Kickboxer next.
I've already given you Predator at 3 instead of 2. All right,
There's
fine.
no giving.
Fine.
Here we
Put
go.
Kickboxer next.
Kickboxer.
But Escape from New York after that at 6. So you might as well just keep writing, Cody.
Yeah. Keep on going. We'll talk about your penmanship, which is excellent.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh,
Is that
you
an
got
R?
writing music?
Is that an R? Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Sure it is.
That looks like a big D. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Kickbox. I like kickbox. I want to see that.
I just like that your film music is do 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 do.
All right, what's your
That's
next
the only
one?
melody you've got in your head. That is awesome.
What's your next one?
My next one is my first Seagal, my only Seagal, Hard to Kill.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with Hard to Kill
Hard
at
to
7.
Kill. What do you got next?
Grindhouse, the 2007 Grindhouse
Okay.
from Quentin Tarantino.
So we
Yes.
got 3
I'm going to
spots
Cody
left.
to write faster. Grindhouse at number 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you don't have
2
to-
spots left.
You don't have to look at him.
You should always check in. I appreciate that. That is a smart move. You know what I mean? Cooler heads will prevail in
You
this room.
know what? Don't change it after the show goes off the air. All right, what's your next one?
Then I got Missing in Action 2.
All right, is that the one you want to have?
What are you going to fight for?
Big Trouble in Little China. Number 10. Although I would like to put Remo Williams at number 10 since you have such an issue
All right,
with Big Trouble.
Give Remo.
At number 10?
Yeah.
All right. And then what do you want at number 9?
I'd rather have Big Trouble make it than Predators.
Really?
I'll let you let.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm
fine.
not
You
gonna-
want
I'm
to
not
put
gonna do that. Nope.
You want to put Big Trouble at 3?
Nope.
I got no problem there.
Nope, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Nope. Remo Williams.
At 10?
This is a personal vendetta. Yes, at 10.
It was my 6, but for some reason I want Stone Cold on that list.
Oh, you bastard. No way you give me shit for Predator and Stone
So-
Cold's going to make that list. Oh, no way. Stone Cold's a piece of crap. All right, put it on there. Fine.
Stone Cold at
That's
9,
going on.
baby.
Predators on the list.
The bar's at his height.
Now, see, in my mind, now we do have 9 B action movies on the good
We
B
do.
action
We're
movies.
missing a 3 spot. If any fan out there wants to give suggestions,
wanna help us with a
and
9
we want
spot.
a number 3, you just let us know. Call in. I'm not sure.
All right, let's
what the
start
number
this
is,
list.
but-
I'll start since mine is number 10. Remo Williams at number 10.
At number 9, Stone Cold.
At number 8, 2007's Grindhouse.
At 7, Hard to Kill.
At number 6, Escape from New York.
At 5, Kickboxer.
At number 4, Tremors.
At 3, what does that say? Predator.
At number 2, Bloodsport.
And finally, at number 1, the John Carpenter classic.
Yeah.
They Live.
That's a good solid list.
That is a good solid list.
Good solid list of 10 B action movies. That's a good solid list.
You go right ahead. People will be attacking.
I
so
don't
just
care.
put your defense shield up now.
That's fine.
That's fine. You know what?
put
And
my
I
shields
appreciate
up.
that about you.
I put my shields up now, like Star Trek.
Thanks.
Put
You
my
go
shield-
keyboard cat and you just do this and it goes up.
Guys, thanks so much for watching and dealing with our antics today. We had so much fun talking this particular topic. It was as fun as I was hoping it was going to be. So it was a blast. I mean, Prayer for the World. I've never even heard that film, so there was so much to
It's
enjoy.
awful amazing.
So much
It's
to
awful
enjoy on this
amazing.
list. And if you guys want to watch any of those films, watch them and then tweet at us or text. I mean, not text, but like what else? Comment on YouTube. Comment on Facebook. Let us know what you thought of the films. If you haven't seen these crappy films before, and enjoy them, and leave us. And yes, Predator is a B movie. I don't care what anybody says. All right. Anything you want to say though, Matt?
No, follow me at Matt Nost. I am on Twitter, so I will actually tweet.
God
Hey.
help us all.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, listen, you should have been my wife.
I-
You should have been my wife.
That's all right. I'm glad you're on.
Yeah.
What else? If people want to reach out to us or
If they
emails?
want to email us, it's Top 10 Podcast, all spelled out, top10podcast@gmail or at facebook.com/the Top 10 Podcast with the number 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow me at The Rocha Says, TheRochassays. You see all the shows I'm hosting. Please listen to The Cinephiles, my new podcast. It's on iTunes. And what else do we talk about? Oh, yeah. And follow us at Top 10 Show on Twitter. That'd be great. We're always responding to you guys on Twitter. And yeah, what?
Lastly, for those that have asked, you can find us on Android, phones. So just wherever you get podcasts, just search out the Collider feed, and you should be able to be listed under there. If you can find Collider, you can find us.
Yeah.
But it's on iTunes, so you can grab the podcast. If you would rather listen, do it there.
Definitely. And guys, as always, please subscribe to the channel, to Collider. See all the different and amazing content that's on this channel. Movie talk, TV talk, nightmares, news, all the kind of stuff that we have here, along with the Top 10 show, that we are so proud to be a part of this family. So please subscribe, watch those shows, comment, follow them, and do everything you can to support this channel. And we'll see you guys next week here on the Top 10 show.
TTFN.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you stay up to date with everything we've got going on here at Collider.